Hello and welcome to today's Moto News video on the Motocross Network. Today we have some interesting stories. We're going to start off with Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha's Jordon Smith getting docked at Southwick for failing sound testing not once, but twice. We're then going to look at Club MX FXR Yamaha's explanation of their bike problems in Moto 2 in the 250 class. And for the final story on the United States side of things, we're going to take a look at Dean Wilson's announcement that he'll be racing RedBud this weekend. To cap off this video, we're going to look at the United States Native MX2 World Championship racer Jack Chambers and his career best qualifying finish in Indonesia that actually pushed him up one spot in championship standings, how he felt, and how he's looking at the season. Now, before we get into the news, issue number 9 of the Motocross Network magazine is sold out. I am honestly blown away how far our magazine has come this year. Thank you guys for the support. We took a risk with this last edition, bringing on some new writers such as Johnny Hopper and David Hogan, and we're actually going to bring on a couple more, hopefully, and you guys made it worth it. You sold it out, I think, in record time. It was like a week and a half it was sold out. We still do have some leftovers from issue number 7 and 8. Here's issue number 8. Levi Kitchens on there. 7 with Aaron Plessinger from Supercross. This is obviously from earlier in the season. And then we have some leftovers from last year as well. So if you still want to order a magazine, we have some leftovers. Last year's are on sale, and there are a few left of this year's issues. But yeah, huge thanks to all of you guys for ordering them. The support means a lot to us. And yeah, thanks for helping us grow this magazine. Me and the other guys writing in this are really trying hard to grow this. So yeah, thanks for all the support, guys. All right, let's start with Jordon Smith over the weekend at the Southwick National. Jordon Smith had his best results of the Pro Motocross Championship so far, finishing 7-4-4, originally 5th overall, but it ended up pushing him to 7th with the docked points. His moto finishes were his best this season, and 7th overall was his first top 10 this summer. His 7-4 finishes were going to land him with 5th, like I said, but unfortunately he suffered a 3-point penalty after the second moto. Smith failed the AMA sound test, which happened a few times on Saturday. His teammates Max Anstie and Daxton Bennick also failed, but the number 31 machine failed twice, like I said, once after the Group A qualifying session earlier in the day and once after the second moto. Now, according to the rule book, a post-race failed sound test results in a loss of 3 championship points. Page 63, section 3.1.10, technical violations and penalty levels of the 2024 AMA Motocross Rulebook. That's on screen right now for you guys to see. So yeah, that matches the penalty Smith received. With that being said, I think it's fair, but it sucks for Smith to have your best finish of the season, absolutely ripping out there, and then pull off the track and get docked for something that was out of your hands. That just really sucks. Smith took to social media last night to give his side of things, saying, quote, "Solid day at the Wick. Bad starts, but had a lot to fight and battled back to 7-4 finishes. Would have been 5th overall, but I was the first person ever to get docked 3 points after the race for failing sound. We've been passing all year and then didn't pass twice yesterday. I actually had so much fun at Southwick yesterday. I'd only been there once in 2018, and it didn't go very well. Fell 4 times in the first moto. I had a lot more fun yesterday and enjoyed being able to get creative with the bumps and lines." So yeah, it sucks to see, but the rules are the rules. It makes you wonder, though, what was Star Yamaha doing differently to have 3 guys fail sound tests throughout the day, leaving one of them penalized? I wonder if they were testing something new, maybe. Who knows? I'll have to ask them at RedBud this weekend. Anyway, I've been rooting for Smith all this year. He is one of my favorite riders in the 250 class. A lot of you guys actually hate him because him and Deegan kind of bumped heads a few times in the past. But hey, he is one of those guys that can be a top racer when he stays off the ground and lays down consistent lap times. He is an underdog, in my opinion, and I love rooting for underdogs. So, yeah, I'll be rooting for him. He's an awesome guy, truly nice person. So, yeah, Jordon Smith, congrats on your best finish of the year. Again, sucks to see you get penalized, but, hey, things happen. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Is it fair to penalize a rider for something out of their control? Let me know your thoughts down below. Before we move on, this video is sponsored by Blud Lubricants. Blud is a premium off-road oil and lubricant company. They have everything from chain lube to Clutch RX engine oil to Bloodbath wash and wax. They have a variety of products for everything off-road, UTV, ATV, motocross related. It's all really high-quality stuff, but don't trust my word. Chris Kiefer tested and approves it all as well, so if he likes it, you know it's good stuff. For a limited time, you can save 25% off site-wide using my code TMN25. So go give them some love. Head to bloodlubricants.com today. Links in the description. All right, next up, we're going to look at the Club MX problems at Southwick. So, Club MX FXR Yamaha had some major problems at Southwick, especially in the 250 class. Just as the gates were about to drop on the restart in the second moto after Beaumare's crash, Mark Fineis was seen waving his hands, what looked like a bike issue. The rookie quickly pulled his bike out of his gate and began pushing it behind the other gates with hopes of getting a bump started. Unfortunately, Fineis was not able to race, and neither was his teammate Jett Reynolds. He had similar problems. It was an odd situation to see two bikes with issues, especially after only one lap, followed by a long break after the restart. I vividly remember sitting on the side of the track after the restart, watching those two, looking at their lap times on the phone. I was like, where did Mark go? Wait, where's Jett? Both the guys are out. What's going on? They were just out there. I was like, what the heck's going on out there? But yeah, they had issues. So yesterday, Mike Bennick of Club MX, who handles the press for the team, they sent out a very honest press release explaining what happened. As he explained, an electric water pump and fan were added to the team's bikes for this race with hopes of keeping them cooled and running properly. However, the brief break following the red flag turned on both electronics, which drained the battery for both riders. 12th and 14th in the first moto before not making it a single lap after the restart. Reynolds' 12th was a season high, and Fineis was coming off a high point round where he was battling for the race lead, leading some laps until obviously he crashed and damaged his bike, ended his day early at high point. But yeah, both riders have shown potential this year, so it really sucked to see both of their bikes just shut down after that. I'd also like to add that one of their 450 riders, Garrett Marchbanks, also ran out of gas on the last lap of Moto 2 as well. But this wasn't specifically a club problem. It has been known to happen at Southwick, and I spoke with a couple other riders, such as the Estonian Gert Krestanov, who also ran out of gas. So it happens at this racetrack. They're kind of holding it wide open for the entire moto. So yeah, it happens. That wasn't necessarily the team's problem. Anyway, let's read the full Club MX Yamaha press release. It reads as follows. Well, if we claim to be one of the most transparent teams on the circuit, I would be a hypocrite not sending a note out after Southwick. Likely not our best moment as a team, but we will chalk it up as a learning experience. Moto 1 went fine for the 250 guys. Reynolds ended up a season high of P12 and continues to build. You will see his breakout moments of RedBud. He likes that track and is ready to show his stuff. Fineis was up there, but had a late moto tip over, pushing him to 14th. For the 450 guys, good run as well, but Garrett ran out of fuel. Like I said, they continue saying we run the big tanks, so we are not sure what happened, but if his clutch was any indication, he was on the gas the entire moto. Moto 2 started off okay for 250s, but then came the red flag. We have added electronic water pumps and electric fans to cool the bikes for Southwick. When they came back to the line, both of those pieces ran longer than expected and totally drained the batteries on both bikes. We have tested and used these components for 2 weeks leading up to Southwick. We did not simulate a red flag condition, so that is on us as a team. It's not a fault of the bike or components, just as a team not planning for every scenario. They continue saying, we always tell our guys, don't let the highs be too high or the lows be too low. We will find out who we are through adversity and be better for it in the future. See you guys at RedBud. Honestly, I love the transparency. I cannot stand how hush-hush most teams are, making every little thing a secret in our sport, but that is the norm. So for Club to come out and fully explain the situation at Southwick, they're honestly one of my favorite teams in the paddock. It's things like this that make me love them so much. They're very open and honest, and another thing that makes me really like them is they kind of drag their riders out by the scruff of their neck to the media scrum tent saying, hey, you're going to do interviews. It's part of the sport. It's part of your job, and I love that. We all do at the scrum with the media guys. We all talk about how much we love Club because they're there every weekend, most of their guys anyway. But yeah, I love Club MX, and this makes me love them even more. The transparency is awesome. What are your guys' thoughts on this? How do you feel about Club MX Yamaha's transparency? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, before we move on, this video is sponsored by Sweet Life CBD. Now, we're all moto people here, and what comes with our sport is never-ending aches and pains. CBD can be a great solution for this. Introducing Sweet Life CBD. Sweet Life has backed motocross for years. They were a top sponsor of Rocky Mountain ATV MC KTM and Blake Baggett before that team closed its doors, so you know they love our sport and are happy to be involved. All of their products are third-party tested for purity, so you know it's high-quality stuff. They are 100% THC free. So if you want to get rid of those aches and pains in a more natural way, head to GetSweetLife.com and use our code TMN20, TMN for 20% off site-wide, links in the description. All right, final story of the day on the United States side of things, and that is that Firepower Honda's Dean Wilson will be racing at RedBud. Now, Dino did not intend on racing much of pro motocross this summer, but he did start off the season racing the Fox Raceway National. He finished 14th overall in an attempt to ensure that he had enough SMX points to make it directly into the playoffs later in the year. But it looks like he's getting too close for comfort. He currently stands 16th in SMX points standings, and only the top 20 make it directly into the playoffs. So he made a last-minute decision to race the RedBud National this weekend. I first heard of this because Troy Dog of Verb Moto was talking about how he was begging Dino to race RedBud, and he claimed that as of last Tuesday, he was begging him again, and Dino said he was not racing, but he wished he was. Well, late last night, things changed. Dino made the announcement that he's going racing. Wilson took to socials to make the announcement saying, quote, "Next side quest announcement, see you at RedBud. Need more SMX points. Not in any way are we prepared for this, but we will be there with the tongue in the spokes. Let's go. Team Fried, are we still on for the helmet sticker, or do I need to go to Jetson's Donuts? Let me know." I'm pumped to hear that he's racing. We love to have Dino on the gate and in the paddock. He later clarified in the comments of that post on social media that he didn't actually need a sponsor that bad, but he was just messing with Jason Anderson and Jett Lawrence about sponsoring him. It was cool to see so many people offer up some sponsors in the comments, though. Who knows? Maybe he'll get a Mobile X sponsor like Webster did at Southwick. Webster had the full backing of Firepower Honda's team owner, Yuriv Konski, so maybe they'll work something out there. Who knows? Whether he lands a sponsor or not, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be awesome to see him back racing at a national. The fans love him. The media love him. We're all going to be pumped to see him there, so it's great to hear. Are you guys excited to see Dino back for RedBud? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, final story of the day is an MXGP one. As you know, I like to pay attention to not just the top guys, the top 10 guys, but top 10, top 20. They're all the same in my opinion. They're all incredible athletes, so I like to focus on everybody. With that being said, today we're going to look at a United States Native MX2 rider, Jack Chambers. He has had a rough time acclimating to the World Championship, but he has been racing there full-time since 2023, ever since he got a deal with Bike at Kawasaki last year, and he's been making progress slowly but steadily. Here and there, he's been doing good. He has been struggling, though. This weekend in Indonesia, he made a big step in the right direction. It was finally a sunny day for the MXGP Championship at the first round in Indonesia. Chambers achieved his best finish of the year with an 8th in qualifying, but had difficulty capitalizing on this in the race, where he slipped back from 10th to 15th before pushing back to 11th in Moto 1. In Moto 2, it was a similar situation for Chambers. He was forced to fight back through the race for 14th, finishing 13th overall on the day and advancing to 14th in the standings due to that incredible 8th in qualifying on Saturday. His best career overall in MX2 was at round 1 of this year in Argentina with 12th overall, so he was close, but no cigar. Chambers spoke about his experience in Indonesia and his best qualifying finish yet in a Bike at Kawasaki press release saying, quote, "I had a decent ride in the first moto. I started 10th for a couple laps, but then I was struggling a little with my hands and went back to 15th before moving forward again. I made the pass for 10th in the last lap, but went off track right before the finish line and had to be satisfied with 11th. I just rode too conservatively in race 2 in the mud. I made a pass into 13th, but I collided with them, and I broke off my footrest on the last lap and had to ride around with my foot on the casings. We'll chill this week and probably take a look around the island one day, but we'll continue doing the workouts with runs in the gym to be ready for next weekend." He's inching closer to becoming a top 10 guy. He just needs to minimize mistakes. No matter where he finishes, I will be rooting for Chambers, though, as he is currently the sole rider representing the United States in the World Championship. Besides Gavin Towers, that is. He isn't really in the World Championship. He's in the EMX 250 Championship as of now. He has made one appearance in the World Championship, and I think he intends on doing one more in the Netherlands later this summer. But yeah, hopefully Chambers can become a top guy towards the end of the season. I thoroughly believe he can be. He just has to stay off the ground and stop with the small mistakes. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Chambers' performance in the World Championship? Are you rooting for him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, guys, that's all the news I have for you today. Let me know your opinion on all these stories in the comments down below. Don't forget to support our sponsor, Blood Lubricants. You can save 25% off site-wide for a limited time using our code TMN25 at checkout. One final thing, thanks to all of you who ordered the copy of the Motocross Network magazine. Like I said, this is the fastest we ever sold out, like a week and a half. So that's pretty incredible. If you want a past issue or you want to become a MagPass subscriber, ensuring you get future issues, head to the mxnetwork.com. Links in the description for all of that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's Moto News video on the Motocross Network, and I'll see you guys in the next video.